at 8, I think, this morning. I got a late start this morning because I've just been grouchy. I had to talk to my sisters and it's like,
I think we all just woke up in a mood because that big long rant I did this morning on that other channel.
oh, I know. Hopefully, because I clicked on newest comments, it didn't come up. I would hope, that he's not like holding comments. That sucks.
But he might
Everybody
be
sometimes
just to check them out because it is a volatile uh,
subject.
subject. Yeah. And I was just saying, I'm taking back my womanhood and, you know, that's it. And this is why. And funny enough, that most of those comments in that on that channel's comment section were pretty much of my mindset. So that was good. I like him.
True.
I like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
and
hopefully, but that's diversity though. You have to have, different various
well,
opinions and that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
my thing, and I have said it in Discord. I have no problem with you wanting to live as a woman, to dress as a woman, to have, you know, whatever as a woman. But you
Identify
are
as a woman.
not, yeah, but you are not a woman. And so that's where I cut it off. I will defend your right to dress and believe it, but you're not. And trying to transplain anything to a biological woman is the most insulting thing. And that title, cis, that's an insult.
Right.
Don't
Right.
don't come at me with that. Um, Whatever that is supposed to be. I know it's Greek for something natural.
Right.
But I don't
Right.
like. You're not my sis.
Exactly. Well, exactly. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I just think, the simple solution too with the trans athletes and stuff. If you were born a man, you shouldn't be participating in women's sports. It's just that
Mhm.
simple. And
They're
they're all, well, that's your being.
muscular.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And in swimming in particular, lung capacity is different in a man and a woman.
And yeah,
So
their bodies are longer.
yep.
Their legs and arms are longer. That's
Yes.
got nothing to do with gender politics.
No,
It
it doesn't. It's the
it all
physical
always
attributes.
will come down to science.
Yes, exactly.
And
And so it's just not fair. So
no, it's not. And and now there's this trend where these perverts are dressing up as women.
did
And
you see the
and I
sorority?
yes, yes, this is where that my rant came from because I was so enraged with that.
Me too.
And
I
not
was
only
too.
that, but they're going into like swimming pool dressing rooms fully intact. Now, if you went and had bottom surgery, I'd have no problem with that.
Exactly.
That's a level of commitment to being female that I actually respect.
Right.
Is but if you're going in there unshaven, wearing a skirt and a halter top, but you're
And
you're packing, you
you got
know,
bits and pieces. Yeah, nope.
no,
Sorry.
no, 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 get out.
Exactly. I agree. I agree with that 100%. So, I just
Hi,
I'm
Krista.
just
I know boots.
oh, hi. I'm sorry. I didn't even know we were live. Oh shit.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we are. I just turned it on. Let's go. Right,
Yeah.
guys, we were in the middle of a discussion when I pressed
Yeah.
the like button, and then
We
forgot it.
always we always go a little bit early to talk to each other.
Yeah,
Yes. Hi, Krista. Hey, Pass for Pets. Hello, Boots.
yeah.
So,
No, I object to the trans activists. I don't object to people that identify as a woman.
no, no,
But
no.
don't tell me, don't transplain to me what
Thank
being
you.
a woman is, because
Exactly.
you're going to get the brick wall that I have.
Right. Right.
You're going to be
And
talking
unless
to the wall.
exactly. I know. I'm like, am I talking to a wall? What the hell? Hell? It's a wall. It's a brick
I
wall.
know.
You're so fancy. I like your home better. It looks so pretty. Oh
I
my God. I'm expecting piano music anytime. We'll open a
oh,
piano
I
now.
know, I know. Oh, I should have done.
Mm.
Anyway, we're just here to catch up on the tomfoolery and the fuckery that is going on with
Well,
well, you know who and
I know. Oh my God.
going
How
on. Yes,
stalkerish. I
I
mean, you know,
know.
I'm
Who
sure that
goes
just
to
magically showed up in Twitter, didn't it? It magically showed up. And I
yeah.
love that. And guess what? She's not the only one that reported it
Oh,
because,
really?
yes, I reported it too. Because it did. It was, I'm like, she's bragging about this and showing her phone. I'm like, and she's even saying, I love, she tells on herself. The video beforehand, she had to delete it because of it. And it's like, hon, read what was said in the complaint to YouTube. They were appearing to about to have sex. About to. Not that they were about to. That, and that just doesn't belong on your phone as you're talking about other stupid shit. And then, of course, what does she do? She puts the video back up. And I'm like, yep, thought so. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. And that has no business being up. Because half the time she forgets to put her channel at 18 or over. So, whatever.
And
But
the
so I think
reason why,
several people you reported it that day. And, maybe, they found it not to be questionable. But whatever. I did. So did other people.
first of all, and the fact is, what pissed me off about it was it wasn't a oopsie, like a true oopsie.
Right. Exactly. It was
It was
intentional.
deliberately provocative. She did
Right.
it on purpose,
Yes, she did.
and that's what put me off my toast, as it were. I don't care if you've got porn on your phone. You do you, boo. That looked
Exactly.
like more like an instructional video for you to have poor Carlito
No,
trying to
no
spot
doubt.
enter. Yeah, so
Right.
that actually
The
did you no favor.
the instructional videos, which I'm not surprised about, but okay. Because I've seen
Yeah,
some of her Photoshop stuff and it's like, huh? How did you get like that? I don't know.
I know, I
Thank
know.
you, nickname.
Uh,
Bless her heart. Oh,
I swear to
she had to
God.
share.
So, and I've been having a nice time just sitting back and watching her make a fool of herself for the
Oh,
last couple of weeks in the
me
bodega.
too.
I
Me
just,
too.
yes, yes,
It's
about
rich.
time,
It really is. It really is.
bravo.
I'm like, thank God she's gone. Now, there's no coming back over here. Sorry. You can't torture us anymore. To hell with you. We're done with you, sweetie. We're just watching the wreck. That's all we're doing is watching the
Mhm.
wreck. And so they can have her. I've said that all along. They can have her. Enjoy it. Because
Yeah,
I love it. Everybody's like, oh, well, they'll find out. That's just it. They all already know. This
they
isn't their
already
first
knew,
time around the block.
but they
So they
may have
already know.
forgotten how toxic she is in the community.
And
They
that's
thought, oh,
possible.
we'll use her.
Right.
No, no, no. There's a
Exactly.
reason. There is a reason why.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she showed her ass several times.
Oh,
These
God.
unhinged lives she did after being so careful, and she had her wig on and her push-up bra and her
I
filtering,
know. I
and
love
and
it.
she oh yeah, and she was trying to enunciate her words properly, and but it was such hard work that, like, what, a half an hour later she completely lost her mind.
Exactly. It's like, here's the one,
Yes,
because
there's our
again,
girl.
I know, because that's, and, let's just talk about some of the hypocrisy of this.
Mhm.
1 minute she is literally crying. It was a fake cry. Give me a break,
Oh,
but anyway, she's
oh, I
for
know, I
next,
know. Oh,
next, stop. Everybody leave him alone. You're bullying Next. He's having mental issues. Stop. I know, because have mental issues myself. And then it wasn't literally the next day she's bullying the guy.
yep.
I'm like, huh? What?
Oh, your mental health. I'm so worried about you, Meg.
Exactly.
Oh
And
my
everybody
God.
needs, yes.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, the swooning. I was just like, oh. And I mean, and then she's like, worried for his mental health. Everybody leave him alone. Please leave him alone. And the fake crying and all that other shit. Because I love it because 1 minute it's the fake tears and the crocodile tears, and the next, literally in the next 2 sentences, she's ranting again about something. I'm like, well, that was short lived, but okay, you know. So you miss us with that. So again, I hope they're proud because all of this started all because they were talking to little mama, whoever the yo mama, they were talking to him, and they were explaining why Sam and Yaba do the homework. This is why we do the homework, really for the same reason, to make sure it's true before we talk about it.
Yep.
So that's all they were saying, implying was that, yes, people in this community have faked their death. And her name came out because guess what? You faked your death. And you've done it more than once. So that's all it took was for poor Belinda to just to go, well, Alana and, and I think yep. And I even think they mentioned Froggy or somebody else, so that's why they did their homework. That was the extent of the conversation. She acted like the entire life was about her and they raked her over the coals, talking about her name. No, they said one sentence and it was in reference to something else, and you were guilty as charged of what they were saying. So stop. And that's all it took. So yeah, I'm hoping that they do remember now, because we've been trying to get rid of her for 2 years.
And when we knew we couldn't, we just turned her into content. Because what else are you going to do?
Exactly. She won't go away.
Ignoring does not work.
And I think
he learned this lesson, and he's still learning it. And God bless him, his fortitude.
Oh, I know. The man has the patience of a saint, because I wouldn't be able to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's still funny too, because I've lurked a little of the places, kind of trying to figure out what's going on, and none of them talk about her. None of them do, because they know better. So I don't think, even because she's been, eyeball deep in some of this shit with DC and Negs and all the other ones. So nobody, though, on the streets have I heard her name come out. Now, I maybe just missed it, or that's possible, but nobody's even commenting about her because they know. They know. And in the beginning, 2.5 years ago, if we had have heeded that warning that were given to us, that just ignore her, go away. I'll never forget Pink Blush, Little Boots. They were just like Fraggy. They're just ignore her. The only way you're going to get rid of her is just totally ignore her. And if we had maybe done that back then, we would have made it. But, hindsight's 2020 between several different communities. We were still, defending our honors, so to speak. And so then we were like, okay. So we did. We tried ignoring her. We tried doing everything. And it was to no avail.
We thought she had a voice somewhere else, and then it slowly or quickly became evident that she had no audience.
Right.
And what she was saying was reaching nobody but our ears, so she kept saying the same thing. It was just, okay, well, maybe if we don't talk about her, we can carry on with other things. Well, that didn't happen, because then she would, I think that my 5-hour dox was because I was ignoring her.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Because if you look at my videos and see the time and dates, and I'm not every day with her.
No, of course not.
I've got other things to do.
Exactly.
Like I was at a theater event the last week of August.
You were.
The Fringe Festival event. Everybody or anybody knows about it. That's where I was for 5 days. I was
exactly touching the grass and having a good time
and eating crap and
right,
staying in a fancy hotel, which I don't seem to or feel the need to show the carpet or the bedding, but okay.
Exactly. And it's like, come on. And that was so comical, because here she wants to flex this and flex that. Well, she, it's just like a kid that doesn't proofread, if anybody has ever done anything, in a typical type of class situation, you will always have the one teacher that will pass all the exams out, tell you to read the directions and proceed from there. Well, a lot of them just start doing the test. They don't read the directions. They see the questions. They start answering the questions. Well, the very first thing you read on the test is fold your paper up and put it away and don't do anything. And that's the test, whether you paid attention or not. She does not pay attention to anything. The first thing you see in that video is a suitcase on the floor. Oh, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the only time my suitcase is ever on the floor is when it's getting packed with a bunch of shit to go somewhere.
Yep.
And then, she overdoes everything. She takes a walk to the bathroom and the carpet and everything else. And it's like, okay. And as a joke, and it's not me this time, I'm innocent this time, but as a joke, I'm like, somebody needs to reverse search that because I'm sure it'll come up some hotel somewhere. And then somebody did it, busted, and there it is. Because you tell on yourself, darling, every time. And we thank you for that. I'm so proud of you for that. So that's what she does. And they don't realize that, once the fairy tale is over, it's going to be what we're getting. You'll never dear God, she has been talking about Gigi for years now. How long has that been? Hell, I've known her for 2. So, that was back in 2019?
Yeah. Well, it was pretty much before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yes.
So 3.5 years, I think. Yeah. It was just so dumb. And she's got this, I don't know if it's part of her illness or what, where she thinks she's smarter than everybody else in the room. And then we keep showing her she's not.
Right. Exactly.
She thinks, I can just deny it and it'll be okay. Well, no, not really.
Right. Right. And like the door dashing thing. She's all mad talking about door dashing and how she's a door dasher. And she puts up, let me show you. She puts up the email from DoorDash to prove she's door dashing, which all it did was prove she can't door dash because they won't hire her because she can't pass a background check. So again, thank you. I don't know why she has to flex all this stuff. Everybody, I love the people that are blowing smoke up her ass. I just love that. I think it's so funny. Oh, you look so good. She probably does. I'm sure she has lost weight, but who would know through all the fake filters and the push-up shit and everything else? And she goes, where is there a filter on StreamYard? Sweetie, it's through your phone. You have them on your phone. You have them on your phone, hon. So so miss us with that. Again, we're not stupid. And plus she wants to claim that everything we do, all the pictures that we find of her camera slips and her all naturals have been photoshopped. No, they have not. Mm-hmm. They have not been photoshopped. And, she has no clue because she's the one, again, she put up the stuff herself. Maybe I'll put that out for, a flashback Friday for tomorrow, that she puts up a picture side by side of a strange girl that we have no idea who it is. And then her, and she goes, so you're trying to tell me I took this girl's picture? And I'm looking at it going, no. I love this. I'm like, yeah, you did. That's that girl's stomach on your stomach. And you could clearly tell it the way she tried to Photoshop it. Just like with the other thing. I love that for her too. She's like, where's my hand? Where's my hand? She's trying to distract. Look over there. While I talk about look over there. Don't look over here. And it's just like, hon, you're ditching the question here. There is no hand because there was never a hand in the picture to begin with. And she wants to try and say, well, somebody said this about the hand. And somebody said that. No, nobody said that about the hand.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Not that I recall.
No. So she was trying to, she was trying to deflect it because she was caught on that panel. She was caught. And, you know, she couldn't deflect any other way because I think at the time there was like 4 of us on panel. And so, you know, and I think it stems back to that people that were there that day that she really got upset with, because here later she was talking about Sarah Jane in a negative way. You know, it's because, you know, Sarah was like, this is going to be simple. Sarah's just the voice of reason. This is going to be pretty simple. Just, you know, she said Foodie Beauty does it. Just lift up your shirt and show everybody.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah, just turn your camera on real quick and show everybody. You don't have to, you know, she's, oh, well, I can't do this. You know,
she claimed to have back last year.
In June, right.
June, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what she was trying to do. And she wouldn't just stick the camera on. We didn't want her to get naked. We just wanted her to lift her shirt up to her tummy to show.
Yes, and show the incisions. Yes, because they would have been extremely fresh.
You know, I'm not above apologizing, but she would not do it.
Nope. And that's when
she lied.
Well, and that's when all the Photoshop pictures started flying out.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, there were so many, it was ridiculous. It's like, oh my God. And that's just it. You know, from the very beginning, all she had to do, it's our, you know, we're the ones that turned, you know, against everybody. No, we just exposed your lie. That's all we did, was expose you for being the liar that you are. So, oh well. But again, it all stems from this frickin' picture.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Sometimes people just want to pick up their toys and go home. And you know, she still talks about the hologram dogs. I saw that tweet. I died laughing. I'm like, oh yes, please like that. Some of her frenzy friends.
No. Kate. It was the holiday Graham dogs.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, I know she doesn't comprehend the English word as it's spoken. I get that. But does she evidently not understand sarcasm either? No, because at the time, you know, we were being sarcastic with the hologram comments. And she ran with that. And we were just the next day going, is she serious? Yeah, she's serious, right? Tell me, somebody, please. So again, it's just totally ridiculous. And you know, and I want to say hey to people. Hey, Kala. Hey, Krista. Hey, Lee, Nova. Our Lady of Perpetual Poutine. Thank you for coming.
I keep wanting to cross every time I see Olap's name. I'm not even Catholic.
I know. And I am. And it's like, oh my God. So, but she throws herself under the bus and doesn't realize it.
No, and then she ends up sounding like an idiot.
Yes.
When she brings up these hologram dogs, because a whole lot of people don't know the backstory to that comment. That was like, what, a year and a half ago?
Oh, easy. Yeah. I mean, easy.
So she brings it up and nobody knows what the hell she's talking about. They don't care. So she just ends up sounding stupid.
And even more stupid than when she normally sounds. Sorry. It's like, oh, Lord help me. I mean, I couldn't. I could not be in the same room with her without just reaching over and smacking her. I just know I would. So it's like, no, I'm already grouchy today as it is. So Lord, it's just one of those days. One of. But it is what it is. You know, everybody has those. But I just, and then I don't get that, like you said, that's totally out of context. People are probably like, and they probably are used to it. They probably just scroll on and don't even pay attention to her.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't, well, I don't see, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't see people sharing her tweets. I don't see people sharing her out, as you know, because, you know, every 5 seconds, you know, she's, you know, sharing something out with, you know, the bodega crew and that kind of whatever floats her boat. That's fine. Because like I said, I'm just sitting back in my easy chair just waiting for the day that somebody says something wrong, because that's
Mm-hmm.
all it's going to take. That's
Yeah.
all it's going to take.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a massive explosion. And then I'm sorry, I'm just going to sit back and point and go, you
Told you
knew.
so.
Yep. Well, and we didn't even have to tell them. That's just it. They've been
They,
around long enough to know. They
yeah.
know.
And it's precisely why Negs in DC didn't take her up on her, you know, her into the community. Maybe I should reframe that, because they know.
Right. Right. They do. And again, I've lurked a few places, and again, I'm not really exactly sure what's going on. I know a little bit about what's been happening. But nobody has said anything about her. I've never haven't heard DC say anything. I haven't heard Neg say anything. I haven't heard Gigi say anything. Nobody even refers to her. I mean, they talk about some of the other players in the game, but they don't really mention her at all, because they
Hmm.
just think that everybody freaking knows better. And you hate to you honestly hate to say that. And I know people that don't know her are sitting back going, well, gosh, how can they, be this, mean about it? Well, once you're on the end of this stick, you can't shake her off. It's
Yeah.
just like, people, all they did, all munching and chatting, everyone, was just be left alone. Just leave me out of this shit, and still she would just go after her all she wanted, because, and I understand Annie's position. After the panel that night, it was very obvious that she had used someone else's picture. I mean, she's got her own supporters going, check this out. Look, Pink was one of her mods at the time. She still is, and she's the one that did the video after getting the picture. So I was just like, then other things started happening with, the fake hospital monitor, and, the fake sounds, and, the levels that she was going to try to fool people. That's what it was. She was trying to fool people to beef up this lie, and it wasn't happening. So she was getting schooled that day.
Right.
And so she couldn't recover with the fake screenshots, because everybody was like, that was just even funnier. It was even worse. And I think finally, after the life flight and some of this other stuff, it just got so ridiculous. Annie was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm done. Just, have a nice day. She didn't want to, be that, warm and fuzzy anymore. It's not that I don't think that she wanted her to not come around, but I just don't think that she knew that the other supporters were going, you know what? Do we really need this? And people were tired of it. They didn't want to be lied to. And so at that point, she was just like, okay. And that's her right to do. If she doesn't want to be friends with someone, I mean, you can't force them. And she was doing everything she could to force it down her throat. And when it didn't happen, she went ballistically nasty and has done everything she can to say nasty stuff. Some of the videos that we've heard were just absolutely
Yes.
disgusting. And
Yeah.
she wants to talk about, I know some of the stuff that's going on in these communities are racism and, other things against women, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Okay, for one, do they realize they have the biggest racists among them? I mean,
Well, see, that
clearly.
brings me back to who's been low key supporting her channel. Like, I don't, Alex Glitter shit is a troll, and she's been trolling poor old Callie, or Life of a Free Spirit, for years. Um, so when she sort of popped up in Alana's chats, and I went, oh God, here we go. And plus, looking at her Twitter history, she's always accusing people of being racists. They said this: Belinda and Gigi are racist and they support racism and blah, 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 blah. And there she is in one of the biggest YouTube racists chat, supporting,
Exactly.
telling her she looks,
Exactly.
yeah, like, okay, all right.
And
And then Anna Nicole, who's riding high on because some people congratulated her of getting out of the bodega, or no, the attic. And but she's in Alana's, and the same thing. She's accusing everybody of racism and supporting, all sorts of fuck shit. And there she is in Alana's. I've got to
exactly.
see her using that N word with the hard
We sure
R.
do. We sure do. Maybe
My
that can go on up later on today.
Yeah, I probably, yeah. I think it's in my playlist. It's in my video playlist.
Oh
It's
yeah, and I
Yeah,
know right
it
where
says trigger warning. And
yep.
just find that one. It's only a couple of minutes long and you'll
Yeah,
see what I mean. So
exactly.
I'm looking at these people that are showing up. I don't know for what reason. Maybe they are hate watching and maybe they are poking her, you
Right,
know.
because
But
you know,
well, I know Alex Glitter is, because like I said, she's the biggest troll on YouTube besides
right,
Amber Lynn. So,
right.
yeah.
Well, then they were getting all upset about someone that the way Negs was speaking about women.
Hmm.
Have they heard her speak about other women before? Namely me, namely you, namely Candy, namely
Yeah.
Annie. All kinds. And if it's not us, it's your family members. What that woman said, and now come on, guys, I'm 60. I've been around. I know. And there's not very many words that are going to make me blush. And this didn't make me blush. This disgusted me. What
Yeah.
came out of that woman's mouth about another woman and her children and her possible grandchildren.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Now, so they want to sit and be high horse about somebody talking nasty about women. Look who's sitting right at your table, kids.
Hmm.
She's sitting at your table. I mean, apparently she missed up, and we have all those lives too. Now, sadly, those can't be put up because the other one that she rode hard with for months, and they tag teamed and said some very delightful things, which were both women.
Hmm.
So they can't be played or we'd get struck
Yeah.
because that's the game they play.
But we
So,
have.
yes. So,
There
but
are some
again,
things that we cannot release because it would go against us,
yes.
simply because of language and content. But we have it,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and
because,
there's a lot that we kind of cross our fingers and release, and it seems to pass. So we do what we can. But
exactly.
yeah, and it just is making sure, and she is the creator of this channel. I'll give her that, because if she shuts up, I have nothing to say. If
Right.
she goes
And,
on and plays her Sims and cultivates a Sim community, or talks about makeup and or her weight loss, if she would go to the weight loss community, then there's nothing for me to speak about. I wouldn't follow her over there.
right.
But when she does go to other communities, she drags my name with her,
Oh, yes, she sure does. Oh, yes, she sure does. Yeah.
because she wants somebody to come over and beat me up, figuratively speaking.
Exactly. And I just want to address, thank you for, I see some new faces and I appreciate it. Mandy Worski, just to answer your question where you kind of make a comment to your statement, she said they know she's unhinged. They want people to talk about them, to be afraid to talk about them because of the threat of her being unleashed on them. I get that. It is a threat, but you know what? She's like a junkyard dog. All
Yep.
bark, yap, 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 yap. I've been waiting for it to get sued. Everybody's been waiting to get sued. It's a standing joke behind the scenes.
I
It's
have been
been
threatened with being dragged to court, being arrested. I'm Canadian, by the way, for those that don't know. She
Right.
lives in Houston, Texas. Yeah, I don't think Houston or the great state of Texas is going to spend money sending over officers to try and drag me over the border. Ain't going to happen.
Especially when we
I
didn't do
just,
anything wrong except call you out on your fuck shit.
yeah, being mean to you on YouTube. Oh my God.
Ain't it
Arrestable
awful?
offense. I need prison.
Exactly. Right. So yeah, if they think that's gonna, scare people, I'm amused, greatly amused by that because what do we have to be scared of her for? I'm not jealous of anything she has. I don't want. She doesn't have two dimes to rub together. So I'm not jealous of anything she has or might have a dust bunny under. I don't care. I'm good. So I'm not scared of her, what she could do to sue me. Again, get a lawyer, sweetie. I got one. So, he's right there if I need him. So, hey, so go for it. What does anybody have to be scared about except for, yeah, okay, she's going to go live and yap and yell and make shit up as she goes and whatever. So, okay. We come to learn, like you said, after defending ourselves for a while, we're like, you know what? This isn't working.
No,
It
nobody's
doesn't
you're
matter.
talking
She
to the
just
same people over and over again. Oh my
exactly
God, let's just make mock of her instead. You
right.
know, and,
And
uh, and we do.
right. And
It's
Mirror Mirror, you've been here
on my
before.
content. Yeah. So there you
Yeah.
are.
So Mirror Mirror, you've been here before. I remember you from last time. So please don't pretend like you've never been here. And this is a friendly 420. We're friendly to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're respectful. You're welcome to stay. But
Right.
you've been here before. I think you were Mountain Man Steve or something. So yeah, okay, it's cool. So let's not be
Well,
stupid.
maybe I forgot.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you were buzzed. Maybe you were buzzed, babe. I don't know, but it's all good. I love he's acting like he's never been here before. He just kind of floated through. Well, smooth on in there, man. Smooth on in. And we're Jimmy Buffettville today. Trust me.
Exactly.
So, but it's just like people. They know what she is. All she is she thinks that she wants to run around and be a junkyard dog, and that's all she does is yap. You know.
Mhm.
So if you're scared of yapping, well then, bummer. See, it's okay. It's okay, Mountain Man Steve. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
That's all right. But
Uh,
yeah, so yeah, she is the main content of this channel. Would I like to move on and do something else? Absolutely.
I know we've been trying for a really long time, and one of these times, I have to do it. I know Annie Janney went out of town right now, so gave me kind of a reprieve. She wanted me to review some candles, and I got them. I finally got them. Stuff has been, I don't know, it's weird. Stuff comes really fast when I order it sometimes, or stuff comes super slow. Um,
Mhm.
like the other day, I got a small order from Bath and Body because they had their sanitizers on sale. So I was stock up on the sanitizers. So I'm neurotic, and so they had the little pocket pack ones that came in like 2 days. I'm like, cool. My other huge order, and of course they sent it FedEx. So my huge order, it's coming SurePost. And if anybody knows what SurePost is, you're like, you just when you
No.
see SurePost, that means it's going to take 100 years plus one.
Oh, okay. So just like we used to call it parcel post.
Yes, probably so. And you get excited because either UPS or FedEx handles it. So first you're getting a UPS confirmation. It's like, oh, okay, the big brown truck. That's cool. They know me,
Mhm.
And so then I read up a little bit because I'm like, why isn't it here yet? I'm getting impatient, and it's coming sure post. I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll see it eventually.
Uh, but I wonder what the word sure is supposed to. You're going to get it sure?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. One day,
One
sure,
day,
it's
sure.
good. Yeah, one day. But I ordered some Goose Creek candles to review for Annie, and she wanted to some of the Scooby-Doo ones. So I ordered a couple Scooby-Doos, a couple fall ones, and the one I was most excited about, I'm disappointed. So
Mm,
I'm always looking. So if anybody hears me, I'm always looking for a very good black licorice scent. McCall's Candles had one years ago. They changed the name from Trick or Treat. Well, the Trick or Treat candle still exists, but it's not the same fragrance. It used to be a beautiful black licorice fragrance. And if anybody remembers Yankee Candle's Happy Halloween, it's along that line. But anyway, that was the one I was most excited about. And I got it and smelled it and was like, oh, no, I don't smell the licorice. So, and like my husband redeemed, he goes, well, maybe it'll come out when you're burning it. I said, well, we'll see. So,
yeah, that might be well.
yes.
So Little Boot says the insanity to me is intriguing. Oh yes, isn't it? Now, what prompted really was her little digs at me on Twitter.
Well, yeah, it's like stupid. How stalkerish.
Yeah,
And I love this too. You know,
yeah. No, but she found um, a reply. This was not a tweet from me. Um, to another person's question was, "Have you ever had a death experience?"
right, a
And
near death, yes.
I'm not going to go into detail
Yeah,
because it's a private and an emotional thing I went through. Yes,
right.
I am a drowning survivor. It's clear that I survived, but it was a lake incident, deep water, weeds, and rescue, and that's all everybody needs to know about that. But
Right.
she was going through my personal replies to tweets that had nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And
Stalkerish. Can we say
yeah,
stalkerish?
posted yeah, and posted it on her tweet, retweeted it, and said I stole her story, her trauma.
You know,
So
and
I'm
it's
going, well, fuck you, bitch. No, you're not the only person living on this earth.
well,
I would
thank
have
you.
preferred you. If I was going to steal a story from her, I would have picked the shotgun one.
Well, exactly, no doubt. Something that had, some bite to it, huh? But
Hmm.
she that's just it. And who know, I remember that story that you're referring to. And yeah, I love how she sits and she complains about all kinds of stuff, that people doxed her family. Well, for one, and this is the one thing that I absolutely loved. Kind of to me when she did this Gigi thing with the phone call, the man had finally had enough. You could see it. You could see it that he had enough. And she's like, they doxed me that night, but then that wasn't her information. So I'm like, okay, if that wasn't your information, how did you get doxxed? Huh? Explain that. Thank you for putting that out there for your own self, dummy. You know. So I'm like, thank you for just, making it definite that you're a dumbass. So thank you for that. But so it's just, just because she came on and said that was the reason why she is slow. Her words, that she's
Hmm.
slow, that kids tried to drown her when she was younger, which I kind of
And I
find that
was
hard to
I
believe,
was
but
14 or 15 when my incident happened. So,
right,
yeah.
right.
So I wasn't
Yeah,
a little
really.
kid. I wasn't being bullied. I was being
Right,
stupid on a lake by myself on a rubber raft,
right,
and I paid for it.
right,
So there
right.
you go.
Yep. And, you know, but, she wants to try to, and to be quite honest, right? I don't believe it. I don't believe it ever happened. Sorry.
No,
If it
no.
did, bummer. But it's something that happened. I mean, good Lord, if, you know, just because, I mean, I've actually, you had a near drowning. I almost did too.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's not that uncommon, people that have been,
She
some
sure
people like to
did.
tease me because
Yeah.
I had a problem with a train one time in my life and it scarred me forever.
Yeah.
Scarred me forever. So, but I'm sure I'm not the only person that's got that problem. I mean, I'm sure somebody else has had that type of fear, but it's a fear or a phobia or whatever. So again, I don't believe it for a minute. And I don't believe anything coming out of her mouth. And she likes to brag on that. Well, go for it, honey. Brag about it. because I don't believe a lick that comes out of your mouth. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Where's this, big RV that you bought? Where's that at?
Mhm.
When you were sitting out there whispering, by the way, and your new home on the pavers by your above, I'm right here by my above ground pool. Sure you are. Sure, Jan. Why don't you walk out and show me that pool? Show me, because you can't. So the same reason that I've said all along about the picture. Show us the little marks on your tummy tum, because
Mhm.
you can't. You can't. There's a big difference between won't and can't, and yours is can't, because it didn't happen.
Yep.
And instead of trying to reel herself out of that stupid picture, she could have just took the L. Everybody talked about it for a couple of days and been over. But no, she had to keep going the next level, the next level. Then there was an emergency surgery. They had to fly her life flight helicopter, no less, to Dallas for emergency repair on her
Which was
pouch.
funny because I was told that Houston has one of the best hospitals in the nation.
Well, of
Why
course it
wouldn't
does.
you
That's where
isolate
Dr.
her?
Now is. The guy
Yeah.
that does 600-pound life. That's where he is in Houston.
Yeah.
So that's
So
the
the point,
groundbreaking.
yeah, and the point that I think we were roundabout making with all her stories and her claiming stuff is, if she ever told the God's honest truth, nobody would believe her because she has covered everything with lies. So I like her being outraged when she does probably say something that's truthful, and nobody believes her.
Well, yeah, I wonder why. I'm sorry, because like again, she can't get it correct either. This is clearly sarcasm. She can go out and tell me the sky is green, or be real. She
Yeah.
could go out and tell me the sky was blue, and I go, I don't know. I need to go look for myself, because I believe nothing that you say.
Yep.
So I'm going
Exactly.
to go out and look and see. Is the sky, maybe it is blue? Well, I'm going to go check. Could be gray. Could be getting ready to storm. Dummy. So again, I am just, I mean, because come on, how creepy is that? That she's going to go back to your tweets. Why? Why? You know what? It's her own fault that we're honored the way we are, because she wouldn't leave us alone. She sits there, well, since I came back, they haven't left me alone. Oh, yes, we did. We tried to leave you alone. All I do is sit there and play my Sims. No, you sit and play your Sims while you rant with three or
Yeah.
four different phones
Now, what
with your
her
little
thing about
devices.
her playing Sims and her raging is, she will play her Sims faithfully for about an hour, hour and a half. She'll talk about her, and then on a turn of a dime, in the next breath, she is in deep on myself, Munching Kate, or whoever else
Right.
pissed her off, and she will go
Yep.
for hours, and then she'll stop and she'll
Yep.
play her Sims, talk about her Sims, la 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 la.
Okay. Now,
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, 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 go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, how creepy is that? How
It
creepy is
is.
that really? Because she'll just be playing her little Sims and dressing up her characters. Because I know there's more to that game. I've talked to other people that play Sims, and they say, I'm sorry, she sucks. I'm like, well, not surprised. Because it's just like a big glorified game of house to her. I think that somebody told me, and I'll say it was MT. He said that's the one, that she thinks that's how she wants her life to be. So that's how she pretends to be in her Sims game. I'm like, I
Yeah.
believe that. I'm
Um,
on par with that.
Funny
And
how she kills off the babies though.
well, yeah, that is weird too. Well, they're all pregnant all the time. Every time I looked in, and the Sims thing bugs me, because I know that little Sims language they speak, but it's just like gibberish to me. It's like, fuck that shit. I'm not
Yeah,
listening to that shit.
it's Simlish. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was how always easy. If she was playing Sims and doing that shit, you never saw me in there. I click on and go, oh hell no, I'm out. Bye, because it annoyed me. It truly annoyed me, and that's all it was. It was just like a dress up house game. I mean, whatever.
She was playing dolls, a
Yes,
digital version of
yes,
dolls. because
Yes,
dressed
that's
up,
right.
pick the skin
That's
color.
exactly it. Yeah, going to cheerleading practice and all this other stuff, but they were having babies and stuff. I'll go, okay, well, whatever, you know. And then she had started having animals. I'm like, oh, this is really weird. But she would be 1 minute just absolutely losing her mind, and the next minute go, it's like squirrel. Oh, why is that Sims doing that? That's really weird. Huh. Oh, well, maybe that baby needs to be changed. Maybe, and she just go off on talking about Sims or whatever, just happy normal. And I'm like, did we just
Mhm.
switch gears? Okay. So I would have to listen for a few more minutes and then she'd be raging again. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. We switched gears again. So she
Exactly.
would do that constantly. And I'm like, girl, your cheese done slid off your cracker. I'm sorry.
Long ago.
It fell
Long.
on the, oh, and the dog ate it. It fell on the floor and the dog ate it. So girl, you ain't getting that cheese back. But you're a nut. You're
Exactly,
a
Kat.
nut. And
Yep.
nobody wants to be around her. And again, I'm sorry, but I think it's extremely comical that nobody has even mentioned her except for one time, and that's what started her involvement. And I have a feeling they're going to go back and kick themselves in the ass for this shit because we sat behind the scenes going, "Oh, shots fired! Whoa!" So this is not going to end well, and because we know as
And Gigi's response to it was just beautiful. The poor guy. He went, oh no.
I know. I saw the look on his face. I was like, oh.
For
So
that little hunger.
I know. And Belinda, bless her heart. But it was just part of the conversation. And I love how she wants to get all pissed off about it too. Well, I'm gonna sue you if you use my name. Guess what, Alana? There's a million Alanas on this planet, hon. There's lots of them. Lots. So you can't copyright that. And I love she'll tell you too. I copyright my videos. My videos are copyrighted. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Oh, I had to explain that to her. What the copyright in the customization meant.
It still didn't work.
I know.
That's just it. You can explain shit. That's what got us in a lot of trouble, I think. Because we would really literally when I first met her, okay, I knew she was a weirdo. Okay, I got it. With the spaghetti sauce video and the review and all that other stuff. But Negs reviewed it too. And I watched his reaction on it too, and I just died laughing. It was hilarious. And hers was funny too. Hers was
Uh-huh.
funny too. They were both funny, and I think that's what got those guys upset because I don't know. They said it was supposed to be a joke all along, but I don't think it was. I
Huh.
think they were doing whatever. I don't know what they were doing. I don't really care what they were doing because I watched 2 minutes and went, "Oh Lord, help me," and that was enough. So I think they got upset, and that's how she ended up going over to talk to them. I think was about the video.
Huh.
Well, then it took off from there. And again, come on, we all know a certain creator's mouth. It's just his way, I mean, you either deal with it or you don't deal with it, but he can be pretty colorful sometimes. And that's just his way, whatever. So she said she would just try to say something to get him to calm down. Okay, well, you should have learned real quick that that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't go over well with him either. And it did not. Well, that started a bit of a war. And then the reason she was, and again, once you're the victim, you're in. That's just it. You're going to be the victim forever. I don't care what happens right now with them. I really don't. That's where they're wrong. And again, somebody else took the heat and he threatened somebody else. And I'm not going to have that. He wants to release people's information somewhere. Fine, go for it. But we have all the information that you threatened to do that. So don't go there. And why you would have even popped into this live would make no sense because after what happened, we don't really want you here. So why you would have thought you could just come on in and go, hey, hi. No.
No.
And so you were shown the door by me, nobody else. It was me. And I put the screenshot up proving that it was me. So lay off everybody else. I've dealt with you for years. I have no problem with you. So let's not start one. Got me? Hope so. So
Okay.
again, she went after him because he pissed her off. When she tried to tell him to calm down about something, he got mad. Rightly so. He's grown. You don't need to be telling somebody grown to calm down. You're not his mama. So yeah, he got pissed off and you got the brunt of it. And that made her mad. Well, we all know what happens when she gets mad. You are now a victim. So that's exactly what she did. She made up a story saying that she had a video clip of him saying something nasty about another creator. And she was bent out of shape. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I do know our boy, he can be that way sometimes, but I didn't think he did it. And see, that's what I tried to do. I'm going to stand up for you. Even if, even the outcome we had now, I get it, but I stood up for him because I believed it. I believed it was the right thing to do. Just like this thing too. I figured, I kind of thought about it for a while. I'm like, you know what? I don't think he said that. And other people were agreeing with me. We're like, yeah, I don't think he said it either. So the next thing we're going to do is, okay, let's see the receipts. Let's see it. Let's see the video. Well, then when you get one, and I love this, if she ever tells you this, that means your video or your evidence is somewhere in the Neverland cloud that doesn't exist. I'm not home right now to give it to you, or I'll have to send it to you later. You'll never get it because it doesn't exist. So none of her receipts exist. She doesn't have any. So we were like, okay, send them. One of her mods stepped up and said, send it to me. I'll take it. Let's have it. Well, supposedly, she sent it to the wrong person. I sent it to the fake one. No, you didn't, bitch. Even if you did, dummy, it's still in your sent folder. Resend it. So she couldn't. She had every excuse in the book of why she could not produce this evidence. And so we're like, okay. So finally, and the other community got a hold of it. Munching's community got a hold of it because he was a direct, supporter of Munching. So, hey, yeah. So we had an investment. We wanted to see if this was true. And we all knew it wasn't true at this point. We're like, okay, it didn't get proven over here. It's not going to get proven over here. I think we waited 2 weeks for just a bunch of bullshit excuses. And so finally, we're like, okay, fine, bitch, take off. We know you're a liar. Well, that didn't go over well, so that made all of us a target. Well, she finally followed MT over and started to kind of worm her way in, and, she said, and I love this for her too. This was hilarious. Her original thing was he wanted her to come over to our community so we could be mean to her. Basically, that's the long and short of it. So we could torment her and torture her. And it's like, no, honey, all you did was you followed the breadcrumbs back. That's what you did. You followed the breadcrumbs back. And that's how you became, and you were never a member of this community. Don't ever get that straight right now. So you came back though and tried to interact with the chat. And people, because trust me, I knew people behind the scenes. We all know people behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, people were like, what's this bitch? What is she on? She's a nut. Somebody get rid of her. Mm-hmm. And we weren't, hey, whatever. And she knew it too. But she was like, let's just try to be nice. Maybe that'll help. So they tried to help her. And then nobody said a word until she came in and was claiming to be a nurse. As we all know, we have video evidence of that as well. And I kind of,
that was my entry to this.
Yes, into the Munching community, and we were kind of a little bit of a pretzel community. Everybody had their own deals, but we intermingled together sometimes. So we were a little bit pretzeled. But yeah, you came over and went, I wasn't going to say anything. You were being really cool about it. But, she's not a nurse, guys. We have a history with this woman. And I wish, we did listen. We all kind of stood back and kind of went, yeah, you can tell she's telling us the truth here. Because you could tell one word out of her mouth, she wasn't a nurse. Jesus, save us. So you could tell. But she was going with that story. Oh, well, my nursing license is in my maiden name. That's why you'll never find me. And so, right. Honey. Right.
Yeah. She
So
likes to use
again,
that a lot, that maiden name thing. You
right.
only get one social security number. Doesn't matter if you got it when you were unmarried and you're married now. It's the same number. Same with your
Sure is.
insurance, your
Yep.
driver's license. Everything that has a government number stays the same everywhere. In
Right.
both countries, it works like that.
Right. And she approached another YouTuber, Annie Janney, and asked her because there was so much controversy about these weight loss surgeries. And, because when I love when she wants to talk about her weight loss surgery, I'm like, which one? There's three: the fake sleeve, then the fake flight to Dallas to fix the fake sleeve. And then there's this last one, which, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, she's lost weight. I'll give her that. Yeah, she has
Right?
lost weight.
Drug
But
abuse.
however she did it, whatever. I don't care. I don't care how she did it.
Listen. She said she's on Wellbutrin and some other anti-anxiety drugs, which are notorious for killing your appetite. So with that and whatever substances she's incorporating into her life is probably why she's lost so much weight.
It might be. It might be. And well, and it's never good. I mean, I understand the point of weight loss surgery. I get that.
Mhm.
But there's ways that, even weight loss, because I wonder, a lot of people don't even realize this. You can have complications from weight loss surgery years later. Like that's what one of the contributing factors to Lisa Marie Presley's death was. She had a complication from a previous weight loss surgery she had had. I believe she had a bowel obstruction. So that came out later, and I was shocked. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know she'd had weight loss surgery. But, you can have complications years and years and years later. And I said this all along. And Annie Janney was on panel. I think Annie was getting a little irritated with me, but I said it all along. If she really does, because she passed the fast track of getting people in this community have had weight loss surgery. Annie's had it. Lynn's had it. Several ladies here have had the bariatric surgery procedure. And she got a fast track to get it done because she supposedly had it in June. And then by September, she was having it. And we're like, whoa, you got to quit smoking. You have to, and she
Yeah.
had heart issues, so she got a fast track.
By her own mouth, she had heart issues.
Yes.
She had
Yes.
thyroid cancer. She
Yep.
had all these medical issues, but she got weight loss surgery just like that.
Right. Now, and I even said back when, and Annie was up on panel, I believe, and I was just like, if she does have this done, she won't succeed. The only reason I say that is because the only reason she did it was for approval from munching. That's the only reason she did it. That's if
Absolutely.
she wanted to be on the in crowd. She got destroyed that June over the fake sleeve. So she had to redeem herself somehow. So that's how she sought to do it, to get back in favor of Annie and MT. That's what she had to do. That was her sole purpose. And that's what I said on that panel. And I said, if she does that, it's going to ruin her life because her mindset is not right. We've already seen that. The choices, dietary choices that she makes, she still doesn't get up out of that bed and exercise and move around and do stuff. She doesn't walk the dogs. She doesn't go out and touch the grass. She doesn't do things. So she hasn't changed her lifestyle. And when you have this type of procedure, you've got to change the lifestyle. Now, if she did have this and all this weight's dropped off, well, that's only going to last for so long. And the bad choices that she's making dietary wise is going to catch up to her. But that's the only reason she did it. And that's the only reason I say she might be succeeding now and good for her. But 2 or 3 years from now, I don't think she will have succeeded. All because it was done for the wrong reasons.
And she's saying she's lost over 200 pounds.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that is such a lie. That is such an incredible lie.
It is. It is.
And because you cannot temper your lies with a bit of fact, that
Excuse me.
you stab yourself in the back, you expose yourself every single time because you refuse to acknowledge the fact that there are a great many people in this community and others that have had the weight loss surgery you're talking about.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. And you know, and back then even too, I mean, I took a risk. Yeah, I was the one. I know she's extra salty with me. I know she's extra salty with you because I am the one that busted her out on that picture. Had I
Yes.
not,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. She has
So
a
I
2
know.
date right for us.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. And since I was directly involved with that, I went ahead and when Annie had her panel that day, I went on there.
Mm-hmm.
And, Annie and I have had our differences in the past. We have had a lot of differences in the past, but we have come to the terms of that we can be cordial, we can be friendly, and that's all good. But I was directly involved in that, and I wanted to go tell them this is what happened because I was directly involved. So I had that right. I felt I had that say, and this is why we did what we did. And I went on her panel and I just said, look, with her history, yes, I did reverse search the picture and it came back as someone else's. The exact same picture. And even Annie in the very beginning of the live, it was very awkward for Annie. I kind of felt bad after I went back and watched it again. It was awkward for her because, yeah, she was friendly with Alana. Alana would come to the lives, she would insert herself. People were cordial. Okay. But people knew she wasn't telling the truth about a lot of stuff. It was kind of like the little kid that you pat on the head and go, okay, And we figured she was harmless, but no, she really, wasn't harmless. And excuse me. So she didn't, she looked at the picture. She knew that she got it from somewhere else. And everybody else was going, look, the pictures match. And she was still trying to deny it. Did you blow it up? Did you zoom in? Did you do this? And it's just like, stop deflecting. And I was like, this is going nowhere. I'm going up there. I'm sorry. I'm going in, folks. And, they were very nice. Annie let me up. I explained what was going on. I said, I feel like I have, I can say something because I was directly involved. And they had questions. We answered questions. And by the end of the live, she was supposed to be holding up a little sign with a date and the pictures of her stomach. Well, then first she told us that Carlos wouldn't let her take the picture. Anybody remember that? I do.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. But then after that, then she stood naked with arrows pointing down. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, huh? So I'm sorry. And then it was the Photoshop picture from one stomach to the other stomach. I'm like, oh, she's trying way too hard here. and it was so painfully obvious that it was Photoshop. That's just it. That's what made it so comical. It was obvious that it was Photoshopped. We didn't have to call in experts with a magnifying glass and do a thing. It was painfully obvious that she Photoshopped it. And then again, she wanted to just keep snowballing it into more and more and more and worse and worse and worse. And that's just what you're in for with her.
Yep. It's all, I'm the victim. They are bullying me and this and that. And when we try to stop talking about her, she can't have that. She cannot have it. Any attention is good attention.
Well, yeah, because nobody has said anything about her. We've just been kind of watching over across the fence like little neighbors, like, the Tim Allen show, The Neighbor.
Yeah.
The Neighbor. I can't think of his name right now. Somebody help me. But he was on the other side of the fence in Home Improvement. So that's kind of how I feel. I'm peeking across the
Oh,
fence to see
Wilson.
what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Wilson.
Wilson. Wilson was his name.
Oh, no.
But
Thank
you
you.
know, it's funny because you should have seen our small little Discord just howling with laughter when she was inserting herself into the bodega. Oh my
Yeah,
God, we were so happy. Oh yes, please take her. Please
I
take
know.
take her.
That's
God
what I
bless you
said too.
all the
Yes,
blessings of the world. Just
yes,
take her. But
yes.
she
And
was in there trying to stir up an army to come back and torture us or whatever. Like we're nothing. I'm not even monetized. Go away. I
one that
offer nothing in return.
even if they did, what's the point? Who cares? I
Yeah.
mean, we just sit there and go, okay, is this the best you got? Because that's just half of the stuff. I sit back with her and go, okay, is this the best you can do? Is this the best you got? I mean,
Hmm.
some insults here. She makes fun of people's appearances. But again, I do just find it very, very amusing that all the stuff that they supposedly are all bent out of shape for, here she comes in and she's the biggest racist there. And she is the nastiest speaker about women of anybody in there over a man.
Hmm.
They think whatever Neg said, I don't know. I can't say because I haven't heard. For some reason, Twitch, Rumble, those platforms don't work well for me on my phone. So I don't tend to watch them. But so I don't know what Negs could have said. Now I know from the grapevine that people have said Negs has changed over a while and it hasn't been for the better in their opinion, and that's
Oh
fine.
no, and for the worse.
Right,
Ooh,
right. It
yeah.
hasn't been for the better, right. And so, it is what it is. But regardless, I don't care what any man has said on your side of the streets. She has said it and then some and worse. I mean, again, I've heard stuff come out of that woman's mouth that I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. How could and the stuff that she was saying, how I wouldn't even fathom that in my head, about what she said she wanted to do to Annie and what Annie should do to her children and her grandchildren. It was disgusting.
It was.
I wouldn't even have fathomed that in my head. Who thinks that? Nasty, disgusting. She apparently does because she said it enough to make a video about it and actually post it. Now it's long gone, but we have it. And it
Hmm.
was some of the nastiest stuff I've ever heard come out of a woman's mouth. Beats right up there with what a
Oh
man
yeah,
has
I
ever
remember
said.
that.
Well, then they can have her little boots. I mean, but it's just a matter of time, which what I like. She says this herself. I'm an army of one. You're right. She is.
Yes, she truly
She
is.
is. That's
And
all she cares about is that one. So
already
heaven
the bodega
forbid.
is backing away from her because, like little Boots said, the bodega is crying racism while harboring a real racist.
Yeah.
So they have to like, wow, no, not because they're all of a sudden had a come to Jesus moment. It's because Alana is bad for their reputation. She's bad news. She's working against what they're trying to achieve. But it's fun to watch.
Oh, girl, you ain't kidding. Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
laugh so hard is when she thinks she's in like Flint, like in with the cool kids. I'm going, no, not really, but
I
okay.
know. Yeah, I know. But I know that's when you just kind of go, bless her heart.
Yeah, bless her heart.
And pat her on the head. Bless your heart. So again, it is because I do love it because they know exactly what they're dealing with. Like you said, maybe they did forget about the long-term effects.
Yes, I'm sure they
I,
did. I'm sure they did.
they have thought, because is it worth it? Will it be worth it? But like Lil Boo said, maybe she's found her new home. So if
But
that's
the
true,
funny thing is, Kate, She's trying to tell them about her weight loss surgery. How we're this is all about, and they don't want to hear about her weight loss surgery.
No.
They don't
Or her
want to
fake
know
thing
about
with
her.
filters and,
Yeah.
her
They
fake
show
push-up bra and her wig and all that other stuff. you know,
I have to say this, Alana, there are 5,000 YouTube videos on how to place a wig.
yeah.
Why don't you watch a few of them so you can line up your hairline and bring it down so you don't have this football field of a forehead? It's it's not rocket science.
Right, right. And I do, it's funny too because your post hit the nail on the head. You put fantasy versus reality. And that's exactly what it is. Not, the one is filters, and yeah, I mean everybody can look like you just went to. Does anybody remember this place? Oh my God, what was it called, you guys? You went and they glamour shots, glamour shots.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it was called here in the United States. You'd go and they had clothes, they do your makeup, you were airbrushed, literally. I mean, literally, you didn't have a flaw on you. My sister-in-law did it. I was looking at her like, damn, who is that? And she goes, that's me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Wow, that's amazing. So I mean, you just look totally amazing. Well, that's what TikTok filters and stuff now do. It's like glamour shots every day,
Mhm.
But when you see it and then see the like, oh my God, the pictures we have, we could just line them up. We could just line them up. Yes, we're those evil people. I swear. But I'm sorry, when it's going to be there, it's going to be there. And yes, we're going to get it. I'm sorry. Because, here's all this other stuff that's saying, fantasy versus reality, because that's exactly it. It is. And it's just like, come on, girl. Maybe if you would take a few of the filters off and relax a little bit and maybe just be, and we tried to get her to be herself. We even tried to befriend her twice. Twice. And I mean, and people were definitely taking one for the team because,
Were.
well, and for a while, the communities were very separated on this. If we had worked all together, and I hate to say it this way, but if he had worked all together as one in the very beginning, maybe we could have gotten rid of her quicker. But, the one side was kind of cranky with the other side. And we're like, well, we're going to, try to be friends and help her. And they tried. They really tried to be friends and help her. That's where she really got attached to Annie and MT.
Yeah.
So then she had a falling out there and came to us. And we took her in and said, okay, look. And we're all like kind of behind the scenes going, maybe we can help her out here. That we didn't know the depth of the crazy at this point, to be honest. And so we're like, okay, let's give her a venue where she can talk. We'll be behind the scenes in Discord. You can see people that are familiar with Discord. You can say a lot more in Discord. You can get pictures, and you can, be a little bit more personable and open. So we thought maybe if we gave her a place that she could vent, she could do whatever, we wouldn't get these crazy rages about people. Because literally 1 minute she's raging about, you don't even know what you did. You didn't do anything. That's sometimes the point. You didn't even do anything and you're getting raged on. So we were giving her a place to hopefully calm and just be cool and vent and talk.
For months, but we didn't realize at the time that she was planning something until the last week she was. Well, actually, that's a lie because her very first time posting on that Discord we set up for her was she was asking for somebody's social security number.
Oh yeah, that's the very first thing she asked
when
she came in. Right. And now I'm trying, because it's been long enough to where I kind of forget, to where there were two different Discords. Okay.
Yeah.
Knickers made the first Discord. And we all, several people were in there. It wasn't a whole lot of people in there. I think it was maybe like 6 or 7 tops. And so we're all in there. And that is the first thing she came in there and did. That's actually on my community wall is the video of that, proving that was her in the Discord, because she tried so many times to say, how did I get an invite? She's like, again, her favorite thing is deflect. Look over here. Don't look at the proof. Look over here. And so She is in that Discord, and that was over. The first thing she did was that she came in and said, hey, does anybody have MT social security number or his kids where they go to school? She needed it for the police report.
And we're using quote fingers.
Right. That's what she said she needed it for. And that's really, it is on my community wall, the video of it. And so the first person to say anything, nickname, she goes, I'm sorry, but we don't do those kind of things here.
Sure
so
did,
if
Kate.
that's what you're looking for, that's not what we're about. So hang on real quick.
Yeah. So after she, we sort of laid the ground rules to her that, well, her purpose was in there to take screenshots and hold them back and try to blackmail, what she tried to do. And it was a failure spectacular.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And
So, but we did try. There were 2 people in that Discord that took her mental serious enough where they spent actual time on the phone with her.
yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yep. Average Girl was one of them.
I wasn't having anything to do with that, but God bless the ones that did.
Right. Well, and some people knew better, and we were really literally, because if you knew Average Girl and knew some of the people that were really trying to help, I mean, she was always, and she's still around, but we see her behind the scenes from time to time. And I wish her just absolute best. But she's young and life is calling, so she doesn't have time for Discord and that kind of stuff much anymore. But yeah, she's around. Oh, I know. God love her. That's one of the first times that when I ever met her there, when she got married, they had a really cool ceremony and everything. It was really neat. And, but I remember when she first got the chickens and they were little, and she showed pictures, and the chickens were sitting there with them on the couch.
I know. On the couch.
I know.
I have since learned that is not unusual.
No, it isn't. And God love her, one time she came in and she goes, well, the girls are being happy with me today. There was an egg in the bed. Like, oh, I love it. So yeah, but she's always has been such a wonderful, kind woman that was even keel. And she really thought she tried to take the time and help her. And all it did was get her stabbed in the back and threatened. Yeah. And everything else. Because again, she came in the first Discord with the 911 call. I've got the 911 call. Just out of the blue, I've got the 911 call. And we're like, really now? How would you have that? Was what we're thinking to ourselves. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, how would you have that unless you were kind of involved in that? But okay. And so she said, I'm going to upload it to Google Drive and play it. And we're like, okay, fine. And one thing about Discord that can be, very confusing is there's different conversations going on at different times. So I might be talking to you. I might be talking to one of the other girls. We might all be talking at the same time, so yeah. It can be kind of confusing. And I tried to get her to understand that. I said, you have to read what's going on, because I might, like she did, she tried to come in and get screenshots thinking, oh, well, I got something. No, you didn't. You got 2 or 3 different conversations going on at the same time, and you could put whatever context you want to it. So, that doesn't work. And the first time she would come in and she would delete stuff too. If she posted something, she would delete it. And I always thought that was strange. I'm like, okay, well, you don't need to be here if you don't want to be here. If you don't feel safe here, you don't have to be here. But you don't need to delete your stuff. That's okay. Nobody's going to go and say, Discord is kind of like Vegas. What happens in Discord stays in Discord.
Well, it's supposed to.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to, yeah. Well, that's why I'm sorry. I don't put anything in there that I wouldn't say right out here if I've always been that way. So I don't care. But so that's why I think it's kind of comical. People think they got something. Like, okay, whatever. I think you got something. Show it. I don't care. But so yeah, the 911 call, which never happened and never happened. One day she got us all together. I'm getting ready to play it. So we're all sitting there waiting. We're all in voice and like talking amongst ourselves and getting our coffee and whatever. And what are you doing today? So long story short, She stalled everybody for literally over a half hour as to why she couldn't play it. Oh, I'm doing this. Give me a minute. I'm doing this. Give me a minute. And then all of a sudden she was at the veterinarian's or something. I'm at the doctor's office and I can't do it right now. And she's getting mad. We're like, oh, okay. If you were at the doctor's office, why didn't you just tell us, hey, guys, I'm sorry, I got snagged at the doctor's office. It happens. I'll get this later. And we'll be like, okay, cool. And we'd have gone about our day and been done. She makes this big production and gets upset. Well, average girl's like, this is not cool. Don't do this to people. That's rude. And she got mad. So that's what I'm saying. You're all good, folks, until you're not. Nothing was said that was nasty.
No.
Nothing was said that was nasty. But somebody was like, look, you just inconvenienced everybody for over a half hour and you could have just gone, hey, I need more time. Everybody would have been fine with that. But that's when she got nasty and she left the Discord.
The first one.
Yep, the first one. She picked up her toys and left. And we're like, well, okay, cool. And we're like, name. She's like, yeah, we don't need any more doing. And she deleted it. So that Discord was gone. Well, here, I don't even know how much time passed before the first one and the second one. So she's whining again. And I'm like the dumbass you are, Kate, I'm going to make a Discord again. So I'm like, fine. I make a Discord. Everybody comes in. And I got to tell you, people were taking one for the team here. That's one thing people don't understand is when you're not exactly warm and fuzzy with somebody, but you're being cordial, you're taking one for the team because whatever's happening to them is not right. So you're trying to, to be a decent human being and pick the side that is the good side to where, this is wrong and I'm going to stand up for it because it's wrong. It doesn't matter really who it's happening to. It's wrong. And that was a lot of our attitudes. Candy even took one for the team and was in that Discord. And it was come to find out later, it was kind of funny. I think Candy even said something about this the other night. She never really read, because you can DM people. She only DM'd me once. And I'm sorry, I didn't see it for a long time. And so I was like, oh, well, that ship sailed. Literally. But so Candy never reads hers either. She's really bad. So she was reading back finally after everything was over. And she really only wanted Candy in the Discord. She wanted a Discord to be made for just her and Candy. Well, that wasn't
right. I forgot that.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that didn't happen because there was just the normal people in there. There wasn't a whole bunch of people. But Candy took one for the team. This was after she took her channels. So I'm like, damn, girl, that because I even asked her, I said, you sure you want to be in there? I said, I know, after what happened, that's really taking one for the team here. That's really cool of you. And she said, yeah, because, we wanted to, try to get things fixed here. And no, it just made it worse because one of the first times she came in the second Discord was she was going to leave because she was striking your channels. Remember? And we're like, why are you striking Glory's channels? Hello? Oh, it was an accident. It was a mistake.
Yes. Now I got to jump in here. When I got the first strike, I, as anybody that's tried to do a counter strike, you're given instructions on what to do. And one of the first one is see if you can get the other party to retract it. So I emailed her, and I admit I was not kind. I was blunt, and I said, remove the strike, because I'll fight it, and I would have. And I said, you're more afraid of losing this channel or your channel than I am losing mine, because at that point I only had 300 subs.
Right. So exactly.
It would have been a hurt, but it wasn't going to devastate me.
Right.
So she told me to fuck off in the replying. I said, fine. And then she struck me again. So I had 2 strikes. then all of a sudden, with all this Discord stuff, and she started, I'm sorry, I'm going to
Mhm.
take back the two strikes, and that ended that. But little did I know, or she may have forgotten, she struck me a third time, but she had already retracted the other two. But she
Right.
wouldn't retract that one, the third one. I had to live with that one for 90 days.
Yep.
So I wasn't all that keen on being that nice to her. So my interaction with her in those discords was minimal.
What it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah,
And I think you were in there at kind of like my request at one point to just kind of be the
yeah,
keeper of the information,
right.
basically, because she was known to delete things, which I thought was very strange. And so, but yeah, all of a sudden we had that private live. That video is definitely up on my channel to prove that she was in the Discord, that she was asking us for a private live. We thought it was strange because you can talk in Discord. Again, for folks that don't know about Discord, there's voice channels in Discord and everybody can get on there. Oh my God, a friend of mine used to have 20, 30 people in the private Discord, all this, and it's so hard to do
Yeah,
because you're
everybody
talking
wants to
over
talk.
everybody. Yeah, I know. It's just like a big shit show, but it's fun. It's hilarious. So, but so you can talk. So it's not that hard. So we're thinking, why isn't she just saying, "Hey, can you hop over to voice for a second?" And she wanted to do this on her channel in a private live. And again, I thought it was strange, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And she wanted me, she wanted you, and she wanted Candy, the four of us.
Yeah,
So I think I was the late goer, and I finally got in there, and you had been in there a minute or two before me, and everybody was in there, and she's coming up with these stories that was just hilarious. I'm like, oh God, really? And we all knew that she was backpedaling for some reason. She was wanting support again from Angie and Bounty because she liked going over to
yeah.
Bounties and sucking up to the boys and doing whatever. So she wanted to go back and hang with Angie. And honestly, we're the goody two shoes. We weren't providing that much fun, So we were the kind of the goody two shoes of the Discord, and she wasn't getting what she needed, which was she needed to be nasty,
Hmm.
and we weren't giving that. So right after she did that live, as far as we knew, everything is fine. We told her, go with your gut, girl. If you want to support Angie, support her. You do what you need to do, but just know that because we were mods for her on that day, and we're like, if she comes in the live, that's cool. Just expect some of us to dip out because I'm sorry, I'll never tolerate her, never. And I'm not going to say anything. That ship sailed too, huh? And I don't have a problem. I'm just noticed, you turn my stomach. I'm not going to give you the time of day, and so I would not be there. Now, if she needed a stealth mod, yeah, we used to stealth mod for red all the time. So I say, if you need that, that's fine.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
will not be in there and be supportive of that. But we told her it was her decision, whatever she wanted to do.
Her channel, she can talk to whoever
Yep,
she likes.
exactly. But we gave her the caveats too. And they was just being honest. We were just being honest with what we knew because we knew these people before she did.
Hmm.
So it was almost a little
I'm
history
sure she
lesson.
did. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping at
No, it's okay.
Caitlin's question. I'm sure she did. We'd have to ask them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure because some of
Yeah,
because Bounty he'd have a few too many, and honey, he'd be showing all kinds of stuff.
yeah. When he gets mad, he uses his boundaries and starts sharing, oversharing.
Yes, I guess we'll just put it that way. Yeah. But so yes, definitely. So we were just, the live ended, or her. I'm calling it a live because that's what it felt like to me. But she ended the live session or the chat, and everything was fine as far as we knew. Well, all of a sudden, later that same night, the same night, for some reason, I'm sorry, I guess maybe as you get old, the old don't sleep well because we're supposed to be the keepers of the night or something. I don't know. But I got up and I thought something just said, just look at your phone. I don't normally, I'm sorry. And I saw I had 79 messages. I'm like, holy shit. I haven't seen that kind of messages since like the old days from another Discord
Mm-hmm.
where you learn to turn off your notifications. And because that once people and this other Discord's a joke. If you ever, I'll have to send people there just to you'll be aggravated forever because you tell people don't stop tagging me. So what do?
They tag you.
They tag you 500 times, and they live to do it. And it's like you people are obnoxious. So, but that's yeah. They go, yeah, we know. Thanks for noticing. So it's just like But anyways, I'm looking, and somebody is telling me go over to Angie's right now. They were live. This was like what 2 o'clock in the morning, and Alana's over on panel just trashing us. And there's all kinds of people over there, and I'm like, excuse me, uh, what happened here? Again, because this is one of the things this woman is famous for. Sometimes you don't even know what the hell happened, and you are the topic of conversation and not in such a nice way. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out what the heck happened. In the meantime, though, like, this is my Discord. I went ahead and I kicked her right away because I was not going to have her go back and delete stuff that she had said and then try to say that we did stuff. So I'm like, that's not going to happen because I learned that she was deleting stuff. And
Right.
I'm like, So I just kicked her out. And that was, I can tell you the exact date. It was November the 16th. Bye. So, and I told everybody so. I went in and I said, you know what, guys, I'm sorry. I've removed her from the Discord and I'll explain later. Because, they swear that, especially her, oh, we don't get any sleep. We stay up all night and watch her if she's live ranting.
Oh boy.
No, we screen record it and spin through it later.
9:30.
Exactly. And yes, yeah, and that would be on par with me because I think we're a couple hour time difference. So yes, that's about right. And I'm sorry. I mean, I am a chronic pain sufferer. So yes, I have my little gummies that make me happy and make me sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot better than prescriptions. So I'm a happy camper. Look up Moonwalker, everybody. Hint, hint, plug, plug. But so, you know, I'm not going to be up past what maybe and 11:30. Now the weekends are different. Weekends are a lot more active and it's a lot more fun, it's a little bit more relaxed because most weekends, thank God, he doesn't have to work. So we have a little bit more fun on the weekends. So, if there's like, oh my God, I remember one time we had to binge watch Outlander. Oh my God. It
My
was a hell of a
God.
weekend. Yes, it was a hell of a weekend. Because I mean, I had to catch up and I was behind and realized how much I'd missed. I'm like, oh shit. So he's watching it anyways. And I'm like, okay, I've got to sit here and watch this. So we ended up watching it till like 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, on a Friday night and a Saturday night. I'm like, oh, good Lord. But I finally caught up. So I was happy. But so, yeah, the weekends are a little bit different. But during the week, I got too much stuff going on. So I just know I'm taking my little happy gummies and I'm going to bed. Now, are there people that screen record certain things? Absolutely. Because I'm sorry, it's much more fun. Like I was dog sitting on her one of her like weekend rants, and when I say the weekend, guys, I mean the whole weekend. God,
Oh,
you guys remember that? It was back in May. Holy shit!
epic. Epic. And she
I
never stopped talking or got up and went to the bathroom, as far as we could tell.
know.
So I
I
don't
was.
know what the fuck was going on in those bed sheets, but it couldn't have been
I,
pleasant.
it was crazy. I just figured it was one of her rants, because there's times where she's been live for 16 hours at a time, just like screeching. And it's like,
Yeah.
how do you do this? That's another reason.
Carlos.
That's
I'm sorry.
Moonwalker.
Was he
Yes,
sleeping in the van? I know.
Oh no.
Jeez. She was. I was gonna say to Mirror Mirror, um, uh, you were talking earlier up the stream about they called you the Mushroom King. Well, it's going to be legal here soon, cyclodons. So, along with our gummies and our smokables, we can buy
And
some vegetables.
well, yeah, and it's funny too because Moonwalker, I'll plug them. It's moonwalker.com. It's a
Mhm.
trusted place for some of like the Delta 8, 9, 10, the type gummies that are legal that you can get. And honestly, guys, they're on par with a lot of dispensary stuff I've had. So, hey, and it's a lot cheaper. So hit up Moonwalker and see. They just launched a mushroom type experience, is what they call it. So,
Ooh.
yeah. And the cool thing about Moonwalker is I'll plug them a little bit here that everything is tested for purity and it goes through laboratory testing and, all this other stuff. So they're pretty transparent about it. So I feel comfortable buying from them from time to time. So yeah, that's really cool. And, but that's going to be interesting because I remember picking mushrooms one time.
Yeah, Cala in Canada. You remember
Because
what?
I mean,
Sorry.
I said I remember going to pick mushrooms one time, and y'all know where mushrooms in the United States 20 years ago were. They were growing out in the cow pastures.
Oh, lucky cows.
That's where you had to go pick them because that's where they grew. And I'm like, no wonder those taste like shit. Oh no, those were the really old days. Oh my goodness. But yes, find some cows, definitely. And but yeah, those were the days. And then they had to be picked and dried out and all that other stuff. And I just know that you don't go in the pasture where there's the bull. So, and if you see grown guys running, you run too. So yes, I remember that. That's the last time I did it too. I'm like, y'all are on your own. It wasn't all that much fun, anyways.
Jesus, the last time I was on any of that stuff was I remember well a fish aquarium with tropical fish, and I just sat in front of it for hours.
Yeah,
Just
that
cool.
sounds
It
about
was
right.
really
I think I sat there and just smiled. I thought because the
yeah,
next day
yeah.
my
I just
face hurt.
yeah. This is really cool.
Yes, I'm like, why does my face hurt? Like, well, you grinned all night. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. No, no, heaven forbid.
Okay.
I
Gross.
don't blame you. No, I wouldn't either. No, thanks.
I'm with you.
Me too. Me too. Oh no.
Okay. But oh dear. Yeah, yeah, we've I don't know what's she's I think the the Boogerdiga is pushing her back because she's not been shouting them out as much on her community tab, and she's poking back at me. So I guess I'm back in her sights because everybody else is ignoring her.
Oh Lord.
I know.
Oh,
But
it's
she
crazy.
has been let's say what is it growing in subs, cough 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 cough.
Oh, I know. That flex was interesting, especially if you go to Social Blade, proves opposite. You know.
Well, I just happen to have Social Blade up. Would we should shall we go and
Oh,
look?
sure,
Give
sure,
me a second.
sure. Exactly. And the other one, that was so funny. I do have to say, when the other one found out that she was not going to be able to monetize, all of a sudden it was just a personal decision. Uh-huh. Sure it was.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sure it was. But so the same with this one. Keep buying them. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh
Or
away.
take us away. Can you see that?
Oh, let me look. I'm on a different screen. I'm always afraid to go the wrong way. I'm on my phone. So yes, I see it at the top. So I can see it. So I'm sure if everybody's on a better device, they can see it. So, but me, I'm on my little ass phone.
Okay,
There's the
so
views right there. So doesn't it say down 17
see.
something or down 1,200 in the last 30 days? Oh no. I'm like,
110 in the
oops.
last 30 days.
Right,
So
right.
let's
And it'll give
right.
you a daily
But
breakdown of it
yeah,
too.
I mean, yeah. So we got like 110 in the last 30 days, and then we do a little skip over here, and our total video views weekly tanked. Now she does delete and private, so that could be possibly that. But I wanted to look at her, what is it? Her subscriber growth here. She
Right.
gets 10, 10, loses 10, gets 10, loses 10, gets 10. Yeah, that's the way people think. They go and buy tens to subscribe,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
right. So then we go down
And
and let's look at her monthly gain video views again. It's all over the place because she does her
yep.
deletes,
Yep.
and then her monthly subscriber count flatlined.
Gosh, yep.
Then we got a
Look at
spike,
that.
goes back down again, spikes and flatlines again, up a little bit, then down, and then I think these are the little tens all happening around. Yeah,
Yep.
that sure is like natural growth, dear.
Yeah,
Natural growth.
exactly. Right. And again, what she's
Yeah.
rushing to,
I
because
mean,
she'll never be able to be monetized either.
yeah. Well, I think she's trying to just look at me. People like what I say. Um, that kind of thing. I don't know. Nina and Mbachu did the same thing. She went and bought a, but she thought she would get monetized again,
Right.
even though we told her no. Once you get terminated, you don't get to be monetized ever again. So, but I think she's just trying to flex numbers, trying to make herself look better than she actually is.
Oh, exactly. And then think that's a big flex. It's like, okay, no. When
No.
again, it's so easily just to be disproved to go look. All you have to do is just go look. And it
Yep.
took what, 2 seconds. She thinks, oh, and she's the one and God forbid, if you give her information, oh, oh well, oh well, nice knowing you. So if they were that stupid, then more power to them. But okay, because that will happen. That all the stuff that they're screaming about, which that I've caught personally, hear them cry, complain about, will happen to them
Mm-hmm.
given enough time. Given enough time, it'll happen. Same thing. It'd just be from somebody sitting at their table. So I guess that's how it usually happens, though. I mean, we kind of expected with the second time around, especially what was going to happen, especially when we really weren't getting anywhere. Things were still just not, going good. And no, it just wasn't working. You could tell. And she just didn't want to give people a chance. She didn't want to be real. People were, being honest and talking about their lives and stuff that was going on in their personal lives. And, nobody was getting any
Yeah.
dramatic or stuff. We were talking about, what we're cooking and, showing pictures of our pets and that kind of stuff. So people were being honest and real with her, but she was being fake the whole time. She was just in
Mm-hmm.
there to see what she could get.
Well, yeah, exactly. And when she was doing her first um, "I'm Not Crazy" live stream with her new friends,
Oh,
she's all coiffed up and push up bra and all that stuff, and Dark Ninja entered and he
that
got
was
on
pretty
panel.
funny.
Did you see that one? got on panel, and
That
he
was pretty
owned
funny.
her, and it took control of her. She can't handle logical argument. He was asking logical questions which she couldn't back up, and she kept
Right,
interrupting him and talking over him, and and that's what somebody does when they can't support their own arguments.
right.
So it was just glorious. I just loved it. That was the best live stream she had for a long time.
Oh goodness. But see, this
Nobody was
is
going to back you up. It was your channel, your live. You should have had control of it, but she didn't.
right. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's I saw this coming. That's why maybe people didn't understand. I know a few people behind the scenes understood my post when I put up, which keister to kiss. Because that's what was going on. It's like, oh my goodness, which keister is she gonna pick to smooch the most here?
Mhm. Yeah.
Spin the keister. So, and I finally saw who was gonna win. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not surprised, but it's okay. But again, it's all going to come back, and you know, God love them. It's their own fault because had they, I'll never forget. So that's one thing. After that last time, we were like, nope, we're done. We're good. No more chances. Sorry. And then and I love how she's like, well, they wanted me off the internet. No, we wanted you off our corner
Yeah.
of the internet. Like, go over to the Sims people, go over to whoever will take you.
The
But,
Big
and,
Boss
she's
community.
like, well, we follow her around. Yeah. Where have we ever followed her? Never, never. Now, we followed someone else and she kind of came along with those breadcrumbs.
Yeah. And also, she likes to tag when she's talking about you. She will tag you. So what? Yeah, okay. What is she saying now? So you go over to see somebody else's channel. That's what you wanted us to do. You wanted us to see what you were up to.
Right,
So you're
right,
the one, that keeps this going and keeps this alive. I never tag any. I think I've tagged maybe two people since I've been doing live streams, and they weren't even mean tags. They were just calling attention,
right,
and yeah, I don't need to tag. I don't need to force my opinion on anybody else. If you're over here listening to, I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself too, but you're not
right.
forced to stay. So,
Exactly. Come on. Yeah. So again, she knows that it's just so funny. And well, this proves to me because there had always been the age old question is, she uses I'm mentally ill. I'm mentally ill. That's all. I mean, she can't go a paragraph without reminding you of that. And I've always said this too. I don't think she is, maybe in a certain way, but I think she knows exactly what she's doing because she
yep,
can control herself when she needs to,
yeah.
like she has been. Now she can't do it for very long, but she can control herself. So that tells me when you're mentally ill, you can't control yourself. That's it. You know,
Yeah, I
you're
mean, look at Letitia and Ardrazia, and those
right.
people are yeah, they're out to lunch
Yes.
time.
Right. No.
Alana's calculating.
Yes.
She,
That's
like
it.
you said, she can't hold it together for very long because she always shows her ass.
Yep.
And but she knows exactly what she's doing, and
Yeah.
yeah, so no sympathy.
No, I don't. I don't. And I know people feel bad for him. Poor Carlito. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for him at all. I don't. He enables this.
Hmm.
He enables this. I love how not long ago she said he's had her committed before. Huh? Sure he did. No, he didn't. If he did, he was smart and just went, who?
I'm
Kind of
out
like
of
the beginning
here.
of Overboard. I don't know who that is. So
I believe
run
she
for
has been committed. I think Jay has confirmed that she has been in a mental health facility.
right. That wouldn't
So,
surprise me. Now, how she
yeah.
made it out, I'll never know. But
And I actually suspected before because on one of her rants, I'm sorry, I can't pinpoint the exact one, she was talking or accusing us of trying to have her committed or a 5150. And she was explaining what went on or what we would have to do and what she would have to do during a 5150. And I kept thinking, that's interesting that you know the ins and outs of that particular situation, you know.
Right. Right. How
So
that works.
I'm thinking she's been 5150 before. And
Probably. It's too bad that she made it out. But see, that's just it. To some of the people that don't know her and they hear her, they think, oh wow, you know, she's
she's got
got
the
some
in. Yeah,
right.
doesn't.
Until you get to really know and dig through some of those layers and then you see what you're dealing with, you're like, oh shit. So hey, I'll be right back.
Yep, yep. She is, because she sounds like she knows the details. Like this little mama thing she's inserted, what she brings up. She's never interacted with that woman. She's never interacted with the husband. Has she watched and maybe seen some lives? Probably. But she brings her up like she knew personally what was going on, that she was in the know. That's now we know her enough to know that she's full of shit and she just is a tampon. Literally. She just right up there. Dry as a never mind. Sorry. Um, yeah, but that's what she does. And then she makes it out like she knows all the ins and the secrets and the DMs and everything like that. She tries to lure you in. And there are some that fall for it. And yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna warn you, but you know, if you think you got it good with her, then you're in for a sad and sorry experience. Exactly, Kate Winslet. I would never 5150. Yeah, I don't want her to leave YouTube. As much as she thinks we're plotting to have her gone, she's my entertainment. She's my personal cow. Why would I want to slaughter the cow? Mm-mm. You give good milk. I want you here. I
Oh
want to
Lord, let me count the ways.
yes.
I'm always the one back there going, no,
Stop
let her
reporting her.
go. Let her go. No. But see, it's just like, nobody has said anything about her. Like you said, we've been kind of just peeking through the fence to see what's going on. And
Mhm.
she had to say something about you and your tweet. And it's just like, seriously, this is what you're going to go with to poke fun at? And we ignored her. I'm like, oh,
Mhm. Mhm.
stupid. Look who needs attention. Poor little thing. She's not getting attention from over there. So she's going to turn back to this side of the fence and get her little nasties out.
Oh yeah.
Because she can't show nasty to that side, heaven forbid. So she's got to come back over here where she can be nasty over here.
Mhm. No, because
So
she
that's
she
what's up.
if she's trying to maneuver me into a Twitter war with her, it's not going to happen. I don't mind a
Yeah.
little shade. I will do that,
Mhm.
but we're keeping it on YouTube.
Yep.
This is the
I don't
only
blame you.
platform I will seriously engage with her.
Right.
Twitter,
I
no,
don't blame
no,
you.
sorry, it's funny enough to watch you report me for being mean to Team YouTube. And I should backtrack that statement I said, that don't report her. Report her if she's doing something serious. I mean, I have. I
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
got it, but I don't want her removed from the platform. That's not really an end goal for me. It's not something I dream about. But she needs to clap down and some suspensions, restrictions. Um,
Oh, no, I think in all reality, what I would like, and I'm meaner than everybody else. I want her main channel just to go bye-bye. So she has to, like what she's done to other people,
mhm.
and that she gets to suffer from that same fate. Now, I think it's already happened before
Oh
anyways,
yeah.
but I
Oh
think she's due for a little comeuppance.
Yeah.
and let her lose her main channel and see what that's like, and have to make sock accounts like she always does
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. No, exactly. I think mine would be that she would lose the privileges of reporting other people because
Hmm.
she abuses the system so badly.
She does.
Yeah.
She really does. I mean, it's just like, oh my God. And I love it. She's the one that hollers about real life, real life. She's the only one that's ever gone real life. None of us have. I
Nobody
mean,
had this side of the fence has ever called her doctor, her the Roach Motel she's living in now. Um, why?
exactly. Why would I take the time? I'm not going to.
No, I'm
I
not
could
going.
care less. I mean, I just want to sit and point and laugh when everybody else is going to be able to call her out just like that,
Yeah,
because
and
it's
let
so
me point.
easy.
It is, and let me just um, preface this by saying I admire hotels that will let low income street people go and have a clean bed to sleep in and a shower and do their laundry. That's a really great thing. And I'm sure they're compensated nicely for it.
Right.
But don't go in there thinking you're living the high life and trying to make out like this is your new 2-bedroom house.
Right. When everybody knows better. That's just it. That's what makes it so absurd is, girl, everybody knows that this is not true. It's
Yeah.
very apparent. All you have to do is look. The stuff that you put up as proof proves that it's not true. And then she gets mad. This is my favorite thing. She gets mad. Well, this is my life. This is my life. You're talking about my life. Well, then why are you lying about your life? If you're proud and you're happy with your life, then why are you talking about shit that doesn't happen, that doesn't exist? I mean, I have a list. I
I'm
have a
telling you,
list
there's people that don't like you.
of
What do you
exactly,
think we're going to say?
exactly.
I,
Exactly. I mean, and again, because that was like, why would the other one think that it was all right to come right on wandering in here like, oh, hey, hi, long time. It's
my
like, yeah, hey,
files.
hi. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out. So, that's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Once you've done it enough times, that's it. That's it. It's we're done. And we've been being done for a long, long time. And all we've ever wanted is just go away and leave us be. Go, you have the other place. You're over in your new old community is what she calls it, which I think is hilarious. Your new old community. Go over there and stay over there.
You've never
More
had a
power.
community.
No,
Never
she
had
never.
a. You weren't part of anybody's community over here,
Nope.
or at
Nope.
least the pretzeled ones.
Nope.
And and I really doubt that you're part of any new community either. You're already being shunned
Right.
because
They won't admit that though. I love
crazy.
it.
You got high or whatever, drunk, I don't know, and you start streaming and issuing threats. You were trying to weaponize that other community. You wanted to use them like you tried to use the farms. Because if anybody remembers the early days of her on Kiwi Farms trying to rally the troops to her defense, which
Right.
promptly got the label of person of interest. So
Right. Right. And it's funny too because I knew about her, and again, I love it. I know how to read. So yes, I go to Kiwi Farms and read Kiwi Farms. Yes, I do. And
yes.
but it's funny because the only reason we were really introduced to Kiwi Farms is because of Angie Lee. So that's why we were over. That's why, that's how I found out about it. And I'm over there and I'm seeing her stuff because they were kind of dealing with her at the same time we were introduced to her.
Right.
And so I'm thinking, okay, because and it's funny because how I met Angie is what she had done to Annie. what she'd done to Annie Janney. And that's Annie Janney's story to
Yeah.
tell. But, that's how I knew of her. And I was like, I went over and I just warned Red. I'm like, you know what? I said, be kind of careful of this chick, because when she gets mad, she wants to take it real life on you. So I mean, she doxed that lady, and that was not okay. Because I'm not okay. Anybody that knows me personally knows that I am not okay with that in any way, shape, or form. I'm not. And most of the 99% of the people I know aren't either okay with it. So we'll just put that out there right now.
Yeah.
So I had a very bad feeling about that. I'm like, this just rubs me the wrong way. And trust me, I've been on a side of YouTube that's like, woo. So yeah, this lady had all my hair standing up. I was like, just watch what's going on. And he goes, I will. Well, he was pissy at somebody else, so he was making somebody else jealous. That's why he was doing it. I'm like, fine, dude, you do what you need to do. I don't care. But I said, watch it. Okay. And, the rest is history. And I'm glad he left. So, yeah, I'm so glad he left, because he did it for himself. And I was never happier for that. So, but anyways, everybody just, knew the kind of stuff that she was putting out there. And I'm like, this is not okay, people. So that's when I first started going over there, was to read about her. And I started seeing, Alana too. And I'm like, man, this chick is really crazy. Damn. And then we met Ham, and I just adore Ham Planner. I hope he is well. I just adore him to
I
death.
think so. He's got a young family, and he's got a life. He
I know,
comes
but
once in a while
I
and
miss
says healthy.
I miss his humor. I miss his sense of humor very much. So if he's out there, hey Ham. But so we had a lot of fun watching and reacting to some of his stuff that was just so spot on hilarious. And and then there is stuff still. I was looking for something else, and I got way back, and I'm like, oh wow, this is way back. And I was just reading some of the stuff, and I found myself just laughing again at some of this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she has not changed one little bit. And if anything, she is worse than when we first met her. If that's even fathomable, she was worse than she's ever been. So again, please take her. And like I said earlier, I said, no give backs. We don't take it back. No. Once it's over in your side of the fence, which it's been, you've accepted it, you got it. So no give backs.
Nope.
No
No
give backs.
take backs. Nope.
Nope.
You got her. Keep her.
Yep. And again, we're going to Wilson through the fence and wish you the best of luck.
I know.
But
Our Lady of Perpetual Poutines got me hooked on this weird Barbie doll person.
Oh no.
And I've been watching her. And I'm like, oh my god. She I don't got the full story. You'd have to go to Our Lady's channel and watch, but oh my god. I think, was it you, Olap, saying that she cuts her own pubic hair and replaces the eyelashes on the American Girl dolls?
Oh Lord, help me.
Like that. It was, oh, and she's banned from Barbie conventions. Um,
I think I just threw up a little bit.
yeah. So
You need to warn people of that.
anyway, I've been watching that and going, holy shit. I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name. I am so bad with channel names. But if you go to Our Ladies and look at her playlist, you'll go down a rabbit hole. Ew. Anyway, folks, we're past the tour. Oh, she said she did that. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, yuck. Yeah, Selena's Glamorous Dolls. That's the name of the channel.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
Lord.
Carla, for putting up Our Lady's link for her channel. Please go and sub. Give her some love.
Thank you, Calla.
Dark Roses, yeah, I've watched a few Dark Roses videos, and she's a hoot.
I like how you said that. A hoot. A hoot. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Is my Canadian showing?
it did. It just
Okay,
briefly. That's all right. Every now and then my South slips out.
sorry. Oh, thank you, Carla, for Kate Winslet's channel, and we'll let you guys do that. But I have to go, and thank you all for showing up.
Yep, good to see everybody.
For sure,
Just another partial history lesson.
I and just to clarify the Twitter thing, because
Well, yeah.
just so stupid.
That's
You
so
know,
stalkerish. Come on,
yeah,
go.
ew.
I mean, nobody's even thinking about you. We're just having more fun watching what's going on with everything. And, hey, it's a show. That's what, that we signed up for. So we're giving some people some views and we're having some fun. Just don't
Yeah,
wreck it. Don't wreck it.
keep it on the YouTube streets and stay off the real streets, for God's sake.
Really. And leave us alone.
Leave us alone. Why are
She's
you doing that?
touching me.
No, listen. Little Boots in Death. Thank you, Carla. Oh, she's such a good mod for me. I'm just here for
I
the
know. She's awesome, isn't she? She
yes,
is
yes.
awesome, so awesome.
All right, yes, and watch Little Boots and Death on their deadly content.
Yep. Good to see everybody. Krista V. Pass. Thank you all.
Oh,
Mushroom,
yes, yes.
mushroom.
And I hope you come back, Mirror Mirror.
Yes,
Yeah, for anybody new that popped in and is just in the bushes watching, well, I'm glad you showed up. No pressure to
absolutely.
participate. I am also a lurker on other
Yep.
channels.
Yep.
So thank you so much, guys, and we will see you the next time Dumbass pops off.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.